Hello, this is pivot tables part 5. Now in this point, I would actually want us to obtain the maximum and the minimum sales. That's actually for the exports, because these are actually the products which are actually produced by these different countries so that they can be exported. So carrots in this point, the total amount produced was valued at 4270 US dollars, and the country that actually produced is the United States. On this point too, we have carrots, and the country that actually produced was Germany, and the total value was actually equivalent to 1903. I would actually want us to check on the maximum and the minimum amount per product. So it's actually very simple. So before we actually check on that, I would urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on my X account. So we are on a journey to build one of the largest X accounts on data analytics. So let's actually go to the pivot table report here. So we would actually want to obtain the minimum and the maximum amount per product. And it's actually very simple. So we just drag the amount into the values and we drag the product into the rows, just like that. And in this point here, we will actually click on this down arrow inside the values. Then we click on value field settings like that. Then on this point here, we have what you call the maximum. Click on the maximum of amount, then hit on OK, just like that. Now for the apple, you can actually check that the maximum is actually 88.92. So if we come to this point here and actually look for the apple, you'll actually realize that apple in this case here is actually equivalent to 24.17. In this point 2, it's actually equivalent to 74, that one. Scroll, you'll actually realize that it's 69.46. In this point, you will also realize it's 76.02. This is 88.92. This is 2060. Then down there, you'll actually check that we have 6,000, we have 5,000, we have another 7,000 there. We have another 5,000. So you can actually check that they are not greater than what we actually had in our results to be equivalent to 88.92. So the largest amount or the maximum amount when it comes to the apples is actually equivalent to 88.92. Same case to the bananas. For the bananas, the maximum amount is actually equivalent to 95.43. For the beans, the maximum of amount is actually 84.16. For broccoli, the maximum is 96.30. For carrots, it's actually 91.27. For mango, it's actually 93.33. And for oranges, it's actually equivalent to 99.90. So that's the maximum of amounts per product. So before we actually check on the minimum of amount per product or the minimum amount per product, I will actually bring you to this point here. So in this point here, you will actually realize that I do have a lot of courses, and these courses are actually inside my Google Drive account. So you will have to pay $100 so that you can access all this premium content on Microsoft Excel. So $100 and you will actually access this, and when the website is actually back, your access will actually be shifted to the website, because access has to be lifetime. Now imagine with $100, you are accessing content worth $945. So the whole of that content is equated to $945. So getting at $100 is actually a bargain. At this point too, I will also be accepting the projects from your end. So if you have Excel work which actually runs every month, then you can actually book for this monthly retainer. So for the monthly subscription, that's the cloud in Excel prompting, the dashboards and the charts, the automation, the pivot tables and the models, the Power BI, the financial forecast, templates management. All this work will actually go at $550 every month. So I'll actually help you solve your problems. On this point too, if you have the one-time task, let's say for example the AI powered dashboard designs, it will be $150. AI data analysis and insights, that's actually $200. AI automation and smart macros, that's $250. And AI enhanced Power BI reports, that's actually $300. Up here, you will also realize that I'll be designing the templates. So I can actually design the template, manage it for you, and also deliver the results. That's for a monthly retainer, and I'll actually charge you $50. So for a monthly retainer, $50. I design the template, I manage it for you, and I actually get you the results. But for the one-time task in the templates, let's say you would actually want to have the ultimate business dashboard templates, the personal finance templates, inventory management templates, AI-powered reporting templates, HR and payroll tracker templates, sales performance tracker templates, all those kinds of templates. These are actually the prices: $22, $19, $15, $19 again, $12, $17. So the prices are actually fairly good. So for us to actually talk business, if you need the projects done, if you actually need a template design, if you actually need to be added into my Google Drive account, then this is actually my email. Reach me out so that you can actually talk business. In this point, allow me also to show you how we can obtain the minimum amount per product. So this is actually the maximum per product. So for the minimum amount per product, you actually come to this point here for the values. Then you actually check on this down arrow, you click on it. After clicking on it, you see what you call the value field settings. Click on it again, then it will actually bring you to this point here. So we have what you call the minimum. Click on the minimum, then hit on OK. Just like that, and now you have the minimum of amount per product. That is the minimum amount per product. So in all the apples that you have, the minimum amount is actually equivalent to $330. In all the bananas that you actually held inside our source data, the minimum amount is actually equated to $107. For the beans, it's actually equivalent to $680. For the broccoli, it's $277. For the carrots, $339. For the mangoes, $1641. And finally, for the oranges, it's actually equated to $220. So that's all about part 5 of the pivot tables. Let's also check part 6 of the pivot tables in the next video.